Hey, good morning, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Tom Barfield Show. Tom Barfield, Lark Smith's over there. We're glad you're with us as we kick off this brand new day. We're broadcasting on YouTube, and of course, we are on Facebook Live here this morning. And of course, you can go get us anywhere you get your favorite podcast later this afternoon, where it's Apple, Spotify, any of those. So there you go. Good morning, Lark Smith. How are you today?
I am alive and well, which is always good.
Absolutely. I mean, that's half the battle, isn't it?
At our age, yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know. Have you been keeping up with the World Baseball Classic?
I have. I was a friend of mine lives down in Houston, and I don't know if he went to the game or not, but he's a big baseball fan.
Yeah.
And I, after my evening pizza last night, I took a nap. I took a nap.
So you missed?
No, I didn't miss all of it. He sent me a message, asked me if I was watching the game, and told me how great a play that Bobby Witt Jr. had made, and that Judge had hit home runs and all this. So the ding from the phone woke me up. And I was sitting back and said, "Okay, I'm up for my nap now, and so I'll start watching."
Oh, it was a great game, a great game, and I'm gonna tell you, Mexico competed because the U.S. jumped out to a 5-0. I think they got 5 in the fourth or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, they're about to just run them out of the gym. But no, it was a heck of a game. And in fact, if memory serves me correctly, I think Mexico had the tying run at the plate.
They did
in the 9th inning.
They did.
So, it was a good ball game. But the cool thing about it, Aaron Judge goes oppo and hits a 2-run dinger into the
Crawford boxes?
No, he went into right field.
Did he?
He had an opposite field home run, 2-run dinger into right field. And while he's jogging the bases, the camera crew cuts away to the United States Air Force Academy baseball team that was just in town this weekend. They were in the ballpark to watch the game, and they're in Houston, and they cut away to those guys, and it was really, really cool to see. And they were going nuts when Judge hit that home run. And then, then you had one later, and I can't remember who hit it, but, man, it was launched into right center field. And
is that Duran?
Yeah, you know what? I think
Mexico?
No. I'm talking about from the U.S.
Oh, okay.
There was 2 dingers hit by the U.S.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it's 5-0, and you're like, wow, here we go. This is going to be a big time run, but it wasn't. Mexico competed and played well, and I'm telling you, there was a lot of folks in Dakin Park, if you will.
So it's still the juice box to me.
It's got Enron. I mean, you can call it a lot of different things. Yeah. Minute Maid, Enron, juice box, but Dakin Park is the official name of the ballpark now. But there were a lot of fans wearing Mexico's gear.
Yes, sir.
I was, and in fact, I think the U.S. team talked about maybe feeling like they were the visitor in Houston, Texas last night, but they didn't play like the visitor. I mean, they played well.
Yeah. Well, I sometimes complain, especially Fox Sports broadcast, of how loud the background noise is. The audience, the crowd noise always seems to be way too high, at least for my old ears, apparently. But last night, I felt like the crowd noise that was being piped in was somewhat artificial.
You think?
It didn't sound like it was a reactive crowd. It just sounded like a lot of murmuring and extra loud cheering. Granted, there was a whole lot of people in the ballpark.
Oh, it was packed.
But and like you said, most of them seemed to be rooting for Mexico. Now, how many of those kids or players on that Mexican team are playing Major League Baseball? I saw Randy Arozarena. I think that Jaron Duran, who hit a couple of home runs for Mexico, I think he's also playing in the big leagues. I mean,
well, and then they had a kid from the Rangers organization. I don't know if he's
Garcia.
A big leaguer, but he's certainly in the system and is a budding star for the Texas Rangers. Did you notice who the manager of the Mexican team was?
I did not notice. Who's
Benji Gill.
Oh, okay.
The former Ranger shortstop.
Yeah.
So Benji Gill's the skipper of that club, and he's apparently manages in the winter leagues there a lot. So Benji Gill, I believe, is the skipper of Mexico's team. So there are Ranger ties. There are obviously big league ties, and man, did we put together a pretty nice little ball club. I wouldn't want to play the U.S. team right now. And,
No.
what are they? They're in Pool B, and I think they're 3-0 in Pool B. So that was a big win for them last night because they had cruised in their first 2 games.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And now they were I mean, that was a competitive ball game last night. Make no mistake about it.
Oh, absolutely. So U.S. is 3-0 now in Group B.
Pool play.
Yeah, Mexico is 2-1 after that 5-3 win. I did not look to see when the next game is for the United States.
I think it's today.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's today.
And will that wrap up pool play?
I think it does.
Yeah.
I think they're in great shape right now.
And then they go to the knockout round after that. And
so,
while we're on the subject of Major League Baseball and the major leaguers that are playing the World Classic, spring training is also going on at the same time in both Florida and out in Arizona. The Texas Rangers out in the Cactus League yesterday beat San Diego 4-1. That puts the Rangers record in spring training at 9-8. Today they're playing the Chicago Cubs, who are 7-9. And the Houston Astros, meanwhile, they play over in the Grapefruit League in Florida. They beat a Cardinals split squad yesterday 10-3. And today the Astros will be taking on Baltimore. The Astros are 5-8 in Cactus League action, while Baltimore is 7-8. They're probably 3 weeks into spring training.
Oh, yeah.
So they maybe have one more, maybe 2 weeks left before
it's the first week of April, right?
Right.
That the season typically starts?
I think there's going to be a game maybe at the very end of March.
Okay.
Like a Saturday or Sunday in March, maybe even a Friday in March. I haven't looked at the calendar to really know, but I know that it's going to be maybe a couple of teams are going to play before that April 1st Open.
All right, so there you go. That's kind of what's going on. And are you a big fan of the World Baseball Classic, the championships?
Yes.
There's no real good time to do this.
Yes.
I mean, you gotta dip into Major League Baseball's spring training and disrupt spring training. You just have to. I mean, I don't know any other time that you're not going to do it against the National Football League. It would get totally lost in the fall. It would.
Right.
So when do you do it? You're going to take a couple of weeks off in the middle of the season in the summer to do it? No.
Yeah.
So this is the time to do it.
Well, I think it's a great substitute if you're not going to have baseball as an Olympic event like they did for several years, but they discontinued baseball as an Olympic event. So if you're not going to have that, this is a very good substitute for it.
Well, look at the roster. And they were talking about this last night. When it first got started, Major League players did not want to do it. They were like, hey, no, I'm locked into spring training. I'm getting ready for 162 games. I'm just not going to – it's not that big a deal. Well, a couple of guys said, yeah, it is. And they, they dug their heels in and they participated. And as they went back to their clubs after the event, players started asking about it. And now it is, guys are lining up to get on this roster.
Well, I want to think simply because they're allowing some of those major leaguers from other countries to go play for their country,
sure,
as opposed to play for the USA. You got some country pride involved there.
No doubt.
Had guys like Ichiro playing for Japan.
You got guys playing for Venezuela, the Dominican,
Mexico. So it's a country pride thing, and like I say, I think it's a really good event. Me, I'm looking for baseball anywhere I can find baseball. As soon as football season is over, I'm looking for the Caribbean World Series anywhere. The Mexican League games on the internet, anything I can find baseball-wise. And for the most part, I finally realized why I like baseball, because it's so relaxing for me. It just I guarantee you, most baseball games that I watch on TV, by the third inning, I'm taking a nap.
Well, there you go.
That's how relaxing it is for me. And as long as it's on in the background, I can get a lot of work done. But it's baseball, and it's just totally soothing for me.
Steve Smith, the former head coach of Baylor, who's now out at McGregor, he described it as this. He said the game is random. And he's 100% correct. You never know what you're going to get. You got a guy, Lark Smith goes to the plate. He hits it on the button 4 times, but right at a guy, and he's 0 for 4. I go to the plate and hit a 10 hopper up the middle, and I got a base hit. It's just the game is just so random.
Yes.
And you never know what you're going to see when you go to the ballpark. I mean, opening night of college baseball, I saw history. the tying of history.
Right.
I saw a young man hit 3 grand slams in one ball game.
Yeah, 50-year record.
Yeah. There was a guy from Louisville did it 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's never been done in the major leagues. Never been done.
No.
And Tice Armstrong, playing his first game as a Baylor Bear, a transfer from UTSA, I beg your pardon, from UTA, steps up and he hits not 1, not 2, but 3 grand slams. Welcome to Waco.
Yeah.
I mean, next thing you know, it's all over ESPN. It's everywhere. It's that kind of thing. So anyway,
think about all the circumstances that have to happen.
Yeah.
For that to even be available for him.
Yeah.
For him to get to the plate with the bases loaded.
No, it's just
3
so much
times.
Stuff. Yeah, so much stuff. And they had to pitch to him the last time because the run rule was in effect. And if they don't and they walk him, the game's over anyway.
Right.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So a lot of things have to fall into play. The game it's just a great game. And I love it that there's no clock. Well, there's several clocks, but not a game clock.
Well, you know how much both of us like that.
Yeah. Anyway. Hey, we're presented today by Toking. Gary Hoffman and his team offering 24-hour emergency roadside assistance. And man, oh man, do they have the equipment to take care of you. From the regular tow truck all the way to those big trucks to take care of those big 18-wheelers and anything in between. Terrific trained operators. They got the great equipment, and they got the great service to help you. 24-hour emergency roadside assistance. And remember what they say, slow down or move over. I mean, give those guys an opportunity to do their work and be safe about it. If you need help, you can go check them out on Facebook, but you can also call Tow King at 254-666-5484. All right, we're off and running a little late here after getting on a little tangent about baseball, but that's okay. It's okay. Brice Cherry, the Waco Tribune-Herald, is coming up next here on the Tom Barfield Show.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farm, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Hi, I'm Mitch, the co-founder of Cake, a sexual health and wellness company designed for today and designed for you. Yes, you. The entire product line can be found at hellocake.com, and it's also available in every Walmart near you.
Back. This is the Tom Barfield Show. We're glad you're with us. We're going to talk with James Leverton a little later on in the program. James is the head baseball coach over at McLennan Community College. We'll visit with him coming up in a few minutes. We will also talk with Brice Cherry of the Waco Tribune-Herald. Brice will, we're just going to cover the gamut with Brice. That's what we do with Brice Cherry, the longtime member of the Waco Tribune-Herald. And he'll join us here in just a couple of minutes, and we'll get to all of the sports news from around Central Texas. I mean, we're going to talk about basketball. We'll talk the new football. There's a new football coach at Lake Belton. We'll talk a little bit about that with with Brice men's basketball and is getting underway. The Baylor men will play at 11:30 this morning. We'll kind of run down the Big 12 tournament with Brice. So we've got several things that we're going to get to with Brice Cherry on the program as we continue here on this Tuesday morning. Glad to have you with us. The Tom Barfield Show for a Tuesday. What is this, our sixth or seventh program, I think? So we're running through it. We're making it happen. We're figuring all these things out. And we do say good morning to Brice Cherry. Brice, good morning. How are you, buddy? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we had Brice. Thought we were ready to go. But I tell you what, let's get a break, and then we'll come back and we'll get to Brice Cherry, the Waco trip. That's next here on the Tom Barfield Show.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatment, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over. Welcome back to the program. This is the Tom Barfield Show on a Tuesday, and we are brought to you in part by R Old Fashioned Hamburgers, 18th and Herring. They're open Monday through Friday from 10 until 4:30, Saturday 10 until 2 o'clock. Perry, David, Maria, all of the fine folks. Daryl's over there. They're gonna provide you a wonderful burger. You know why? Because they're not going to cook it until you order it. There's no heat lamps when it comes to R Old-Fashioned Hamburgers. So keep that in mind. Burgers just the way you like it. Fries, tots, onion rings, curly fries, Texas toothpicks. They also have grilled chicken sandwiches, chicken fried steak sandwiches, and they can also do some catering for you. With springtime here, you've got family reunions, you have weddings, you have graduation parties, you have all of those kind of things going on, and you can enjoy the party. Go ahead and let the folks at R cater that party for you, so you can enjoy it and not be worried about cooking the beans and the potato salad and all that. They can do barbecue, they can do anything for you when it comes to catering. It doesn't have to just be a hamburger. So keep that in mind. It's R Old-Fashioned Hamburgers. They're at 18th and Herring. They're open Monday through Friday from 10 until 4:30 and Saturdays 10 until 2 o'clock. So glad to have those folks with us, R Old-Fashioned Hamburgers. We're also brought to you by the good folks over at Waco Body Men. They're at 116 Mary Avenue, Suite 1. So keep that in mind. All right, we're efforting Brice Cherry. Lark is so we're having some problems. So Let's see. I don't know what we're going to do, quite honestly. We're just rolling along here. You want to go ahead and maybe run through your scoreboard for us?
Yeah, let's go ahead and run through the scoreboard here. Well, we try to get Brice hooked up. First off, high school basketball, the boys state semifinals in Class 2A Division I. The Meyer Academy, also known as Rappaport Academy, that's over in the old Paul Quinn campus here in Waco. They're taking on Panhandle. They'll play at 4:30 this afternoon on the campus of Abilene Christian University. That's for the opportunity to head to the state championship game, where Meyer Academy was the champions last year of Division II and Class 2A. Also, Big 12 men's basketball, the conference tournament getting underway today up in Kansas City. Baylor will open up the tournament against Arizona State. Baylor, the 13 seed in the tournament. Arizona State, the 12 seed. Tip-off is 11:30 for that game. Of course, Baylor hoping that Scott Drew and company pick up win number 501 for Scott Drew at Baylor. The rest of the schedule for the Big 12 postseason tournament today has number 9 Cincinnati taking on number 16 Utah at 2. Then at 6 o'clock tonight, you have the 10th seed BYU taking on the 15th seed Kansas State. And then the late game tonight tips off at 8:30. That's number 11 seed Colorado going up against number 14 seed Oklahoma State. The SEC Men's Basketball Championship, their tournament, does not get underway until tomorrow. The Texas Longhorns play in the first round, taking on Ole Miss. The Longhorns, the number 10 seed in that event. Ole Miss, the number 15 seed. That game will tip off at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Oklahoma, also part of the first round. They'll have the game right after the Texas game. They're taking on the 14 seed South Carolina at 9:30. Oklahoma, the 11 seed in that. The Texas A&M basketball team does not play until Thursday. They have the 9:30 game on Thursday, when they'll take on the winner of that South Carolina-Oklahoma game. Region 5 basketball tournament in junior college basketball gets underway in Odessa tomorrow. On the women's side, the MCC Highlassies taking on Howard at 3 o'clock. Also, the Hill Rebels, their ladies team has made it to the tournament. They're going to play Clarendon at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, they get the men's action underway. That's also going on out in Odessa with the McLennan Highlanders taking on Midland at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then at 3 o'clock, the Temple men's basketball team taking on a nationally ranked South Plains team. So that's what's going on in basketball. Moving over to softball in the college ranks, you've got Texas Tech playing at Tarleton tonight at 6:30. College baseball, Tom will be out at Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark as the Baylor Bears take on Sam Houston State for a game that first pitch scheduled for 6:30, weather permitting. I think it's raining in the Waco area right now, but looking at the radar and the forecast, it looks like we might be able to avoid rain later on today. And of course, now with all the artificial surfaces, it doesn't take long to get a field ready to play after the rain stops. Also in Big 12 baseball today, TCU at home against Kansas, and that is not a conference game.
Say that again now.
TCU is playing Kansas.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, not tonight, but next Tuesday night, Baylor will play Kansas State in a non-conference game. Kansas State is going to be down in Houston this weekend, and after that 3-game set, making their way home, they're going to stop in to Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark, and they're going to play the Bears in a non-conference game, and I love the idea. Remember, there was times when Baylor would play Texas in non-conference on a Tuesday night.
Right.
Same thing with the Aggies.
Right.
I like that concept. Play TCU on a Tuesday night. Why not? Good RPI games, 90 miles away. So, but that's the deal. So I'm not sure where Kansas is this weekend, but they're going to play TCU in a non-conference game. That's good stuff. I like it.
Yeah, well, I'm still waiting for some midweek games between Baylor and Texas, Baylor and A&M, Baylor and Arkansas, the guys from Oklahoma. I think there should be some midweek games between those former Big 12 and Southwest Conference foes. But who am I? I'm not the guy that's setting up the schedule.
Right.
All right, let's see. Also tonight in the Big 12, Texas Tech at home against UTSA. Houston Cougars and the Rice Owls playing the Bayou Bucket Battle, whatever you want to call that, 6:30 tonight. Texas A&M at home tonight against Stephen F. Austin. The A&M Aggies are 12 this week in the D1 poll. Meanwhile, number 9 Oklahoma is at home against UTA, and number 13 LSU is hosting Creighton. Junior college softball, you've got games going on tomorrow between MCC and Ranger. The Chris Berry's team going to go out to Ranger on Wednesday for a doubleheader. Temple, meanwhile, will be at home against North Central. Junior college baseball, and looking at the weather forecast, I think there's a possibility this might be moved to Thursday, but right now it's still scheduled for tomorrow, and I understand the first pitch is going to be at 1 o'clock as opposed to noon tomorrow between Ranger and McLennan at Bosque River Ballpark. The Temple Leopards will be on the road at North Central Texas up in Denison, and the Hill Rebels are taking the week off from conference action this week. They will be taking on St. Edward's University, their JV. Let's see, some softball around the Central Texas area. Last night, it was Copperas Cove defeating Robinson 10-7. Today on the softball schedule, you've got Midway hosting Temple, got McGregor at Belton. Whitney is at home against Conley. China Spring will entertain Blooming Grove. Bosqueville is traveling out to Hamilton. Crawford is at home against Jonesboro, and Valley Mills and Moody will meet in Moody this evening. Also in high school baseball on the schedule today, you've got Midway hosting the Harker Heights Knights in the first round of games in District 12 6A. You also have Temple at home against Shoemaker, Copperas Cove visiting Killeen, and in 2A, you've got Ellison taking on Bruce Villetti. This is a non-district game. So that's what's going on in the sports world, Tom.
All right, thanks so much. And we do, I believe, have Brice Cherry. He says he's backstage with us now. So do we not have Brice right now, Lark?
It's not showing up in my computer, and I cannot give you a reason why it's not.
All right. So I tell you what, let's do one more break here, and then we'll come back and see what we could do about getting Brice Cherry. And then we'll move on to James Leverton from McLennan Community College. That's next on the Tom Barfield Show.
Since 1996, Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers at 18th and Herring has been serving Waco's best burger. There's nothing better than a delicious burger cooked just the way you like it, with garden fresh toppings on a buttered bun. Add tots, fries, curly fries, or onion rings for a perfect meal. So what are you waiting on? How about Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers today? Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. And don't forget to ask about Double R's catering. Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over. Family owned and operated, Jasper's Barbecue is serving up Texas-style barbecue meats and sandwiches and all the fixins. Enjoy mouth-watering brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and don't forget the potato salad and barbecue beans. Located in Waco on Elm Street, right off of I-35, open Tuesday through Saturday 10 until 2 or until the food runs out. Stop by today and enjoy the best barbecue around. Voted one of the best barbecue joints by Texas Monthly. That's Jasper's Barbecue in Waco. You won't leave hungry.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycats mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
While we try to get our guests lined up, we'll, this is live.
This is live. That's all I can tell you. We are live. We are working on it and trying to get some things taken care of on the technical side so we can get our guests on the program. Brice Cherry, the Waco Trib, and James Leverton from McLennan Community College. Lark, are you seeing either one at this stage right now?
I am not.
Okay. So it is what it is, and that's all I can tell you. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on today. We do have baseball tonight. The Bears are going to take on Sam Houston State. That's a 6:30 first pitch. We're going to be over there for that one on the radio side, broadcasting that game. The Bears coming off a 3-game sweep of the Air Force Academy, so they're playing well going into tonight's non-conference game, the last non-conference game for the Bears before they square off against West Virginia. So who do we have, Lark?
We have Brice Cherry.
We have Brice Cherry. Brice, good morning. How are you?
Just fine. How are you guys?
Great, man. Thanks. We appreciate your time. It's been a ordeal to get you on the program, but I do appreciate it. Hey, let's jump right in. Let's talk about La Vega. What a gallant effort from Coach's Club, and in a 58-54 overtime loss. What a heck of a ball game, and what a program they have over at La Vega right now.
Yeah, I remember talking to Marcus before he ever took that job, and this is what he envisioned. This is what he laid out. I mean, it's fairly bold to kind of predict it like he did, but at the time, when he took the job, his daughter and a very good class were all freshmen, and they had a great run. His daughter graduated last year, and they've just continued that. And you're talking about 4 straight trips to the state championship game. Obviously, they won 2 in a row, and now have lost 2 in a row to a very, very stout Decatur team, but went down to overtime, gave it all they had, and a lot to be proud of.
And he's putting kids and getting kids to the next level, isn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. Reed Kinsey, she will continue her basketball career, like I mentioned. Mimi Willis, his daughter, is playing college basketball. He's got a few others. So Andrea Johnson went from La Vega to MCC. So yeah, I mean, they're putting girls in college. They're winning games. They're sharp kids, and it stinks that they didn't get to finish it off like they wanted, because they really leaned into the fact that they wanted to see Decatur again. They called this season the Revenge Tour, which is pretty good, Yeah. And they got their chance, and like I said, they played them right to the end, and actually had a lead late in the fourth quarter, but Decatur made some clutch buckets, forced it to overtime, and then pulled it out in OT.
On the men's side, Meyer defeats Bosqueville, and now they move on to play, I believe, Panhandle. The Ravens will take on Panhandle, and that's a nice story as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I was actually so since Michael Haig was and Chad Conine were down in San Antonio covering La Vega, I got a chance to see that Rappaport Bosqueville game and cover it, and it was. Man, that was a great atmosphere over at Midway last Friday night. It was. I actually texted Brad Shelton at one point. I said, "How many does your gym hold?" And
it's a double-decker gym for those who don't know.
I mean, it's a big gym. They call it the Arena,
right?
And I think he said 2,300 is what which. It was probably 75% full at least,
wow.
For a couple of 2A schools. It was a great crowd. They were into the game. It was tight the whole way. I thought Jordan Bradley, who was the MVP of the state championship game last year, really came up big for Rappaport. He was just affecting the game in a lot of different ways, rebounding, passing, scoring. So he was big. when I talked to him and talked to Coach Rice after the game, Jordan's kind of quiet. He did okay in his interview, but when I asked Coach Rice about the impact that he had on the game, he said, "Best player in the city, man. Best player in the city."
Wow.
And yeah, that was high praise because we've got some good ones here in Waco. But he played like it Friday night, and you also have to give it up for Bosqueville. Just a great season. I think the best they've ever had in basketball. Ben May, former China Spring guy, there coaching with his brother as the assistant coach, Jarrett May. That's pretty cool. And
yeah, it is.
And they were obviously, upset that they lost. I mean, just in terms of disappointed that it all had to end. But talking to Coach May after the game, I was really impressed with their defense. Their scouting on Rappaport, they would leave certain guys open for shots, and that worked. And so I asked him about that, and he gave all the credit to his younger brother on that. He said he does all our defensive game planning, getting the scout team, the JV, ready to kind of run the other team's offense. And Coach Rice from Rappaport also mentioned it after the game. He said, "Man, they scout us so well." So you had two teams that really knew each other well. They had split in the regular season, each winning at the other's gym. And so, yeah, I mean, it was a great game. Give it up for Rappaport. They will have a chance to try to go back to back. Obviously, like you said, play in the state semifinals today. Michael Haig will be there for us. And then, if they win, they'll get a chance to play for a second straight state title.
I want to get one more thought on high school, and then we'll move on to some college stuff. I think, and I want to get your thoughts. I think Lake Belton made a terrific decision. They hired Kirk Rogers, the OC at Austin Westlake, as their new head football coach and campus coordinator. I think that's a home run.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about a coordinator who's been at a program like Westlake, that's a guy that's probably ready to move up. I mean, that Westlake is one of those programs. Just when you're talking around the state about the elite, I think we look at programs like Duncanville and South Lake Carroll and Galena Park, North Shore. Well, Westlake's in that conversation, and so to get a guy from a program that has had that kind of success and for him to get his chance as a head coach, yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a good move for Lake Belton.
Basketball, let's start with last Friday. What an incredibly disappointing loss for the Baylor women as they dropped their first round game in the Big 12 tournament, the Phillips 66 Big 12 championships in Kansas City, losing to Colorado. I didn't see that coming. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I don't know if I wouldn't. Didn't completely surprise me. I don't think Baylor has closed the season that strong, and their biggest flaw on this team is just they're very Talia Scott reliant on offense. And if Talia's shot is not going, and she can have, she reminds me of a guy in the NBA named Jalen Green, who used to play for the Rockets, now plays for the Suns. And this is a guy who's averaged 20 points a game in the NBA. Very talented. But Jalen Green has a lot of 6 for 20 shooting nights, he gets there, but he often gets there in a very inefficient way. And I'm not trying to bag on Talia Scott. She's extremely talented, but when the shot's not going, to me, she's not a player that's going to affect the game in a lot of other ways. And so her shot wasn't falling. The Baylor offense bogged down. They lean on that defense, but it's had its lapses here and there. So yeah, I mean, it was a one and done for them there in KC, quick trip. But I think, it gives them a chance to reset. They've got a nice long break now before Selection Sunday coming up this weekend. And, so basically they'll have had, 2 full weeks off before they play an NCAA tournament game.
What do you think about that? I understand the separation of the two tournaments, but man, doesn't that create such a crazy window for not playing games?
I agree. Yeah, it's a long layoff. And if you're a basketball coach, are you like, man, we're going to get rusty? I think there is some of that, now, I think the best teams will work through it and they'll get it rolling again. But yeah, that's a weird layoff. 2 weeks in a basketball season is a long time to play without playing a game. So, but like I said, I do feel like it gives Baylor, a chance to kind of address maybe some of the issues that they had in the Colorado game and maybe, lick their wounds a little bit. And, I don't know if this team's getting to the second weekend or not. They're capable, but they're, they haven't really shown up in the big games. And so that's what they're going to have to show me.
The way that this roster is constructed, who else is there that needs to provide offense? Is it Bella?
I think it is Bella. Now I think Bugs, Dariana Littlepage Bugs is probably more of a source of offense for you. Bella's had a probably a rough senior year. I think she's admitted as much. She's been big for them defensively. I mean, they still lean on her a lot defensively, but the shot is well, here I'll make a Baylor men's comparison. Both she and Tunde Yesufu have a very flat shot. They don't have a lot of arc in their outside shot. The thing about that is, if you're on, you're on. But the thing that they say, the physicists out there would say that by putting more arc on your shot, you're giving yourself a little more margin for error. There's a reason that Steph Curry's shot is such a rainbow. It's just beautiful. So she's got a very flat outside shot, and if it's not dead on, you see a lot of short, front rim 3-pointers out of her. So I think sometimes she needs to put it on the floor and take it to the hoop and try to do some things that way. But yes, she would be one. I think maybe Kirsten Johnson is another player that could give you, some buckets here and there. But yeah, when they're at their best is when they're assisting on a lot of baskets. And so, I think it's about keeping the ball moving and getting the best shot and that kind of thing.
Visiting with Brice Cherry, the sports editor of the Waco Tribune-Herald. Brice, you brought up Yesufu. Let's talk about the men. They played today at 11:30, just about 45 minutes from right now as we put this program together. But let's go back and talk about the Utah game. Triple digits, fun, and Scott Drew's 500th career win. I was telling Lark the other day, there's a lot of guys that don't coach 500 games at this level, and he's got 500 wins.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wrote a column for today's paper where I was like, man, don't take this guy for granted,
no.
Baylor fans, because, I know it's been a tough year, and Scott has acknowledged as much. I think he realizes there's some things they need to do differently. I think I've said it before. He's still navigating this new era of college basketball. He's still figuring out how to best assemble a roster in this new era. I do not think personally that the solution is, well, let's just not take any one and done guys. Let's just not do that. No, that's dumb. Those guys are the best players in the country for a reason. Mm-hmm. But it does make it hard to come up with chemistry when you've got a new team every year. Now, fortunately for Baylor, next year they will have some returning players. I mean, we'll see just how many, but they will absolutely have at least a few because they've redshirted a couple of guys. I think Bodo was out all year with an injury, will be back. I think Isaac Williams probably will be back. So yeah, I think next year it sets up a little bit better in terms of at least having some continuity. But to your point, they played great against Utah. I don't know how they could have played much better considering they hit 14 out of their first 15 shots, which that's hard to do in shoot around, to do it against a Big 12 defense. And Utah's not very good. We'll just say that, but they're still, scholarship guys. They're still, and they had 2 Big 12 wins that were decent wins. And Baylor just was cooking, man. And I do think they were motivated to win it for Scott, to get that 500th win
at home.
At home, put that in the bank. And they had a great time celebrating him, throwing the water on him in the locker room. He was like, it's not my first rodeo. So he went and grabbed some water and got them back, so that, fun stuff. It was a really fun day for Baylor. And yeah, they are playing their best basketball right now. And that's a good time to be playing your best basketball. I mean, when you think about the fact that they've won 3 out of their last 5 games, and the 2 losses were to top 10 teams, Arizona and Houston, and you had leads in the second half in those games. Maybe should have won the Arizona game. I mean, I think Houston's hard to win on the road, but yeah, they're playing much, much better. Can they win 5 games in 5 days? That's a tall ask, especially with a short rotation. I will be very curious to see if Scott expands the rotation just a little bit, gets Will Kirkendall in there a little bit more, or, any of those other walk-on guys. But we'll see. I mean, it's just as many minutes as they're playing those guys. It's going to be really, really hard to win 5 in 5 days. But at least they're playing well. And so I think that, they go in with confidence.
And to me, that's a tribute to Scott and the staff, because this team, to me, was talented, but it didn't look like it gelled as a team. It looked like it was individual play. The last couple of weeks, this looks like a basketball team. This looks like a cohesive unit playing the system in which Scott designed them to play. And I look at and tip the hat to Coach Drew and his staff, because, again, I thought it was very individualistic early in the year, and now it looks more cohesive and more like a basketball team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great point. And again, Scott has admitted that it took them a while to figure out what guys did well and, to lean into their strengths. And I think along the way they figured out, man, Tunde Yesufu was basically a 6'4" center in high school. Let's get him down on the low block where he can score. He's not going to do that in the NBA. But can he do it right now against maybe a smaller defender? Yeah, he does it pretty well. Caden Powell, to me, has been a revelation. A guy just so smart, a Midway kid. It's so cool that whole story. I got to write and tell his story last week. But to me, his passing out of the high post has been an advantage. Cam Carr has been more efficient in recent games. He scored over 23 out of his last 4 games, averaging 19 on the season. Super talented. He was a guy that I thought at the start of the year his NBA stock was going up, and then I thought it sort of started going down, and to the point where I was thinking he may be back next year. And now I think it's back up. I think Cam Carr will be a first-round NBA pick. I do think I don't know what these guys are thinking in terms of their future decisions, but I do think in a very, very talented draft that is coming up this summer, I think, sure, Cam can be a first-round pick, but if he came back, could he be a lottery pick next year? Man, maybe. So I think that's a question that, he and his family will have to ask themselves. And his dad played in the NBA. So he's he knows the game and knows the business. So I'll be really interested to see what Cam does. But, it is hard to turn down first-round money.
Anyway, Yesufu's back?
I don't think so. I think he's a one-and-done guy. He's just so athletic. He's got a lot of things that he needs to work on in his game, too. There's no question about it.
Would it benefit him to come back?
I do think it would. And, it's fun to dream if you're a Baylor fan, because if you have Carr and Yesufu back coming with Elijah Williams, who will be their next kind of stud freshman, Monty Williams' son, he's out of San Antonio. Boy, you talk about a nucleus then, and now you're talking about, can we win the Big 12? How far can we go in the tournament? But ultimately, I think both of those guys probably declare, just because if you're projected as a first-round pick, you typically leave. You typically go. But to your point, would he benefit from another year? Yeah, I think he would. And the thing that makes it at least an interesting decision now is the fact that these guys can still get paid in college. And so can they scrape together enough money to keep Tunde around? I don't know. Maybe Doug McNamee and Scott needs to go knocking on Chip Gaines's door and say, what can you do for us, Chip?
Exactly. Final thought. Let's talk baseball for a second. Over the weekend, the Air Force Academy was here, and it was a military appreciation weekend out at Magnolia Field. Speaking of which, Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark. That was 3 games that were incredibly special. I was moved. I was motivated. I was excited. It's having those kids, and I call them kids, they're all kids to me, but having the Air Force Academy in town and what they stand for and what they're prepared to go do, I just thought it was an unbelievable weekend, and I tip my hat to the baseball program and to the athletic department for bringing that to Waco and putting that on.
Yeah, our photographer, Rod Adelot, who everybody knows, I call him the ubiquitous Rod Adelot, which basically just means he's everywhere. You guys see him everywhere.
Yep.
And he got a great photo of Mitch shaking one of the Air Force players' hands, and you could just see in Mitch's face like the pride that he had. And Mitch talked about it as well, about just the pride he had in playing Air Force and what they mean for our country. And yeah, absolutely. And I always think it's cool when they do the military appreciation weekend. And one year when I was still on the Baylor baseball beat, Michael Haig's doing a great job for us, but when I was still covering the baseball team regularly, I did a story where I talked to several of the Baylor players who had like veterans in their family, grandparents, parents, whatever, brother. And that was really cool because to them, wearing those camo hats and everything meant a little bit different because they had this real personal connection to, the armed forces. So, yes, a cool weekend, in a lot of ways. And, obviously you finish it off with a sweep. So it's always good to get 3 wins too.
No question. Hey, Brice, first of all, thank you for your patience today.
No worries.
We were supposed to have you in the first half hour. We get you the second half hour, but we got you, and it's great info as always. And man, we do genuinely appreciate your contribution to the program, this brand new program that we're putting together.
Tommy B, love it, man. I'll see you next week, buddy.
All right, sounds good. That's Brice Cherry, sports editor of the Waco Tribune Herald, and you can go online and subscribe. You can still get the newspaper. Where you pick up your favorite newspaper. You can certainly do that, and there's great information. He's right. Michael is doing a terrific job covering Baylor baseball. See him at all the ball games, and fun to have him there. All right, we're going to get a break. We're going to come back with a final word on the program in just a moment. This is the Tom Barfield Show here on this a Tuesday. Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated. Each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit Tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Welcome to Kitbag, the ultimate destination for football fans. Whether you're cheering for Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, or any other top club, for true football passion, think Kitbag. Visit kitbag.com today. That's KITBAG.com. Kitbag.
All right, welcome back. This is the Tom Barfield Show, Tuesday edition, and we're brought to you in part by Lake Waco Golf and Country Club. You can check them out at lakewacogc.com, and also by Morrison's Gifts, 4312 West Waco Drive. That's in the Brazos Square Shopping Center, right down the sidewalk from Jason's Deli. And we certainly do appreciate Sally and Mark and all of those fine folks for being a part of the program. Well, as we said, this is a studio that is under construction. It's really still a program under construction. Our seventh show, Lark, and we're figuring things out, and we promise we'll get it together. We'll figure it all out.
So we're slow learners.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're trying. I mean, we're trying. So we will tomorrow, if everything goes according to our good friend
Hoyle,
we will have on the program Kyle Yeomans of the Dallas Cowboys, and also program The Voice. He also directs the CMA Awards and those summer programs, CMA Summer Music Fest. He directs all of that stuff, and he eats, breathes, and sleeps Texas Ranger baseball. And I'm telling you, he knows it inside and out. We'll talk to him a little bit about what's going on, and I think he's in the Caribbean right now, just hanging out on his boat. So we'll effort Alan Carter tomorrow, and we'll also have Kyle Yeomans on the program. So that'll be tomorrow's show right here on the Tom Barfield Show, every day live at 10 a.m. on YouTube and also live on Facebook. And then, of course, you can go catch it whenever you want to at a later time. And you can hear the audio portion of it later as well, wherever you get your favorite podcasts. All right, for Lark, I'm Tom. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your patience today, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on the Tom Barfield Show.